Welcome to the Wildcast podcast, coming to you from Wildcast Studios with your hosts Adam Lund and Jeremy Boucher.
Oh, welcome into Wildcast Studios on Rogers TV for another episode of the Wildcast podcast, your unofficial host for all things Moncton Wildcats, presented by Alpha's Appliance Solution, the premier destination for all KitchenAid, Whirlpool, or Maytag appliances in Moncton. Right now, they got the KitchenAid built-in savings event. Save $600 when you purchase any 3 qualifying KitchenAid appliances. Save $800 when you purchase any 4, or $1,200 when you purchase any 5 qualifying KitchenAid appliances from now till March 1st. As always, fan listeners, I am your host, Adam Lund, and I am joined by Mr. YQM, Mr. Starbucks, Mr. Jeremy Boucher. Good day.
How are you?
I'm okay.
Mm-hmm.
Sunday was Riker's 5th birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Fifth heavenly birth. Like, that is unbelievably crazy to think that he would be learning to skate. He would be getting into hockey.
Yep.
He would be crying on the couch with his dad after the Bucks lost. He would be 5. It's crazy to think. So that this whole week is just a tough week for us. And then, like I said before we started recording, 2 weeks and less than 2 weeks now, and 4 home games till our daughter is here. It's just it just came like nothing so fast. But other than that, everything's going well. Everything's going as it should. And found out she's got some hair.
Oh, there you go.
I made the joke. I was like, "Can you tell me what color it is?" Or she's like, "It's white scratches." I got nothing, but yeah, no, she's got some hair. So just excited to see her arrival on the 27th.
Mm-hmm.
How are you?
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. Yeah. No big baby news.
No.
Felt it do a little tickle on Megan's belly there last night. So that was interesting. And yeah, we kind of got another appointment on next Monday, the 20th. So looking forward to that. And,
is it more active in the morning, more active at night?
At night.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll we're more or less just waiting around.
Got the nursery ready and everything?
Yeah, not really.
Because there was a time where she was getting out all that she was buying everything. But not quite there yet.
Not
quite. No,
we'll probably wait. Obviously, we want to find out what we're having first before we go nuts on a nursery and
make sure there's only one in there.
Yeah, it's funny because when all my TikTok, For You page now is all pregnancy things, and I don't know why, but there was
talking about it on here, and your phone's like,
well, that's it. There was one where this woman knew she was pregnant, but then goes in for like an 18-week just a checkup.
Yeah. And
they do an ultrasound, and the doctor's all of a sudden like, "So, do you have a history of twins in your family?" And I was, "No, this cannot happen to me."
And like I told you on our way
for that.
I told you on our way to Bucktoosh when you were telling that story, I was like, it makes me think of Friends when they're having the surrogate.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Okay, I'll give you about a half an hour and to relax and get ready, and then we'll push for the next one." And Chandler and Monica both look like, "What?" He's like, you didn't know you're having twins?" "Oh yeah, this is the face of a guy who knows we're having twins. Did you know?" And she's like, "Well, the doctor said there were 2 heartbeats. I just thought that was mine and the baby's." So, that story made me think of that, which we can talk about on our way to Bucktoosh. Saw our first West Kent game.
Yeah, we did. I guess we were kind of hoping to see some other Wildcats property, but
Bad Childer, if you see that we're advertising, we're coming to watch you.
Yeah,
let us know
make
if
sure
you're
you
not
get in the lineup.
We got there 45 minutes early. I don't see him in the warm up.
No,
I don't see Hackett in the warm up. All right, guess we're watching Diamond versus Slender.
Yeah, and that was good. It was a good game. Pretty, not much pace, but very physical. A lot more physical than the Q. And other than that, I had a great time. It was fun. Fans are really into it, including the old man that was to the right of us.
And the lady that was behind us. Hello,
away.
I had asked her. I was like, "What was she saying?" Go. I was like, "Okay." I figured it was something like that, but yeah, it was like you're used to seeing the Wildcat players in their certain numbers, and then so I couldn't find Slender, and I'm like, I wonder where he is, and then you hear a big hit, and I'm like, oh, there he is.
Yeah, there he goes.
First hit in the first 10 seconds, but it was a good game and decent crowd for a random Friday night. I guess it would be not random Friday night, but a Friday night game in Bucktoosh. But
yeah, it was fun. I think we're already planning one for I got to get you to Amherst. I got to get you to Amherst on a Friday or Saturday. The jungle is an atmosphere. It's one of those can't miss experiences if you ever have a chance to go to Amherst.
And that is a little bit of foreshadowing. Hell's Kitchen. You were caught up now, sir?
Yes, I am. I did my catching up.
I was so worried that Egypt was going to be not getting a blackjack when it was between him and Amanda. I was like, oh god, I'm gonna get this close to the end. So still rocking with him. Still think he's going to win, but I think I would have kept Amanda more than Whit. I don't. Her attitude is starting to bug me.
Yeah, she kind of got a little bit of definitely an attitude there. Don't know if she'll make it past next week, but will it be final 3? Will they just cut 2 on this next episode, or do they usually go down to final 4, or do they cut 2? And
they usually go down to final 4, but I think with the way that it was structured in Christmas, they took such a long break.
Yeah,
that they might just go, because his new show, Kitchen Nightmares, starts after the Super Bowl. So we're about 4 weeks away from the Super Bowl. So you might get 2 now and then go into a final 3. But I think you're looking at Brandon, Egypt, and Kyle. I think you're looking at all guys. Nothing against Hannah or Whit, but I mean, I think if Hannah's going to make it to the final, she's going to take out Egypt.
Yeah,
I think Kyle and Brandon are pretty much locks going into this.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there. Amanda, kind of happy to see her go, to be honest. Kyle's really been progressing.
Oh, is he good?
So well? He's peaking at he's peaking at the right time, and so I think right at this point it's anybody's game.
Yeah. Do you watch Kitchen Nightmares?
Not really.
Oh
no.
We wait till there's like 4 or 5 on, and then we just kind of binge it on a Saturday. But it can shock you on what's out there in a lot of kitchens.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
Just like that's not good.
Yeah.
Like
mice and rats and
bad chicken and bad food and not cleaning this, and you're just like, oh god, I'm glad I don't. Like, imagine you lived in that city.
That's not for me.
You went out for dinner on a Friday night on a date night. You go home 2 weeks later, you're like, oh, Kitchen Nightmares. Man, oh god, we just ate there.
Yeah.
Oh god. Like I couldn't.
And I'm sure a lot of people do that too.
Oh yeah.
But it's fortunately we don't have anything well, we should have a show like that in Canada, but fortunately we don't, because I probably would just stop going out to restaurants.
Speaking of restaurants, have you done Burger Fest yet?
No, not on this diet. I can't.
You can, you just don't get any of the good stuff with it. You just get the burger.
Yeah, this diet is interesting.
Yeah, it is
carnivore diet.
Yeah,
all meat, eggs, and cheese.
He literally just sends me pictures. This is what I have for dinner. It's just a burger with cheese on it.
A burger with bacon and cheese and a fried egg on top.
No bun, no nothing, no vegetables,
no ketchup.
It's working. Mayo. It's working for you though, eh?
Yeah, down like 11 pounds since December 27th.
Oh, you didn't even wait for the new year.
No.
Nice.
Right after Christmas.
Well done. I hope you can keep it.
I hope so.
I think I found it, but I like to tell my wife. That's a sympathy belly. All right. Don't forget, as always, follow us on the social medias: Twitter, Moncton Wildcast, Instagram, Wildcast Podcast, TikTok, Wildcast Podcast, and as well here on YouTube. Don't forget to like and smash that subscribe button. Lets us know you like what we're doing. Click the bell so you don't miss any podcast post games this year. Just a quick question for you. We kind of talked about it a little bit on the trip to Bucktouche. You've been around this team since day one.
Yep.
I've been around this team for 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever seen a trade that has divided the fan base more? Whether it's at the summer deadline, the Christmas deadline, that has divided a fan base more than Rousseau and Steinman?
Absolutely not. No, it's not even close. It's anytime Rousseau is going to has a bad game, there's going to be fans that are saying, "Why do we do this trade?" And anytime he steals a game and wins it for us, there's going to be people saying, "This is why we made the trade." It's literally going to be something that's going to be debated for weeks and months.
Yeah,
and hopefully it ends up works out in our favor. But yeah, the comments, the social media, everything. I can't believe how much feedback there is on both sides, positive and negative, about this trade. I can't remember one that was this indifferent. Is that the word? Like it's no, can't think of one right now.
And there's a certain group that I don't follow, but I just, as soon as that game in Rouyn, and we'll talk about it a little bit later in the show, but as soon as that was a loss, I was like, oh, here we go. Like you know what's going to happen every time. Like you said, every time there's a loss, it's all the fair weather fans that come out during the trade Christmas period that are like, why would you move this guy? Why would you move this guy? Why would you do this? Because they've only been to 2 games in 4 years. They're only paying attention now to the team because they're 21-5.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter your opinion. It's done. Like, instead of tearing the kid down every time he's played a game, what if, and I'm just spitballing here, but what if we just don't? Like, give it like, this is the team we have. We're not going to void the trade. They're not going to take the pieces back. It's just.
Well, Logan Crosby hasn't played left. Let's void the trade.
Yeah, I don't think.
I don't think
that's.
I've only said that a couple times, but we know he's going to be back eventually.
Yeah.
No, like I said, it's going to be the great debate for, until the end of the regular season and then the playoffs.
And I said it on one of the posts because I just had enough. If Matthias Rousseau was playing for Sherbrooke and had the season he had, or was playing for Victoriaville and had the season he had, and we made that deal, people will be like, we got a Team Canada goaltender. We got a 20-year-old with a lot of playoff experience. Let's go. This is what we have.
It's the rivalry.
It's the Halifax part.
Yeah.
And yes, part of the rivalry during the World Juniors when they lost, we had talked about it. Oh, no. Anyway, that's fine. But to say he choked in those moments, well, there's a lot of guys in Hockey Canada that choked, including this year. So are people in the Ontario Hockey League going to be mad if Carter George gets traded? Probably not. The Halifax group last year, that was a lot more to do with Russo. That had a lot to do with Dume than it did Russo.
Oh, yeah, they had a lot of off-ice. Yeah, a lot of off-ice issues.
The whole team played yes, I know I picked Bathurst in 7, and nobody picked Bathurst in 4. That team was just peaking at the right time. Like, someone was arguing, it's like, well, Russo got swept because he choked. So did Steinman in the playoffs. They both went 0 for 4. So it's just, even if he rattles off 9 in a row now, it's gonna be like, well, yeah, look at the team he's got in front of him. It's the same team Steinman had. Like, yeah, you're just gonna know wind. And I'm honestly shocked that the Wildcats have kept the comments on their Facebook post.
Free speech.
Yeah, I know, but you'd think that they would be like we're tired of this. For
give it a couple weeks. Give it a couple weeks.
Yeah,
it's probably going to get a little. I wouldn't say nasty, but keep the comments up. Let's see what some of these. You said it, fair weather fans have to say. I love reading these opinions, and because you're right. I see some of these names, and I'm like, I don't think. Again, I've been around this team for a while. I know some of these names. I know who the real fans are, the ones that are there. Every game cheering, but I also know who goes to 1 or 2 games a year. So, and those are the ones that are making these comments. So, I'm not going to take much. I'll take their opinions like a grain of salt. It's not much to it.
No, and the ones that are there at 20-5 instead of 5-20, like true fans.
Yeah,
they'll be the ones that are pumped that this team wins a championship or wins a tournament in May. And it'll be like, oh, convenient, but. If you want to stand behind your word and you think you're a better GM than Taylor and you don't want to support the team, we are happy to take your tickets to give away to fans that deserve to go to hockey games.
Yeah, when this team wins let's say, if and when this team wins a championship in May, I'll be like that guy on TikTok. I've been drinking and since I was 6 a.m.
100%.
News and notes from around the queue.
News and notes from around the queue presented by Integrity Lawn Care. Check them out on Instagram. Give them a call, 506-866-8218, or email them at integritylawn.care@hotmail.com. You might even get your grass cut in the middle of February, the way the weather is trending. Right now, the QMJHL announced 3 winners for its 2024 Dr. Sylvain Simard Award. Rimouski's Charlie Trochamp won the gold. Chicoutimi's defenseman Alex Wang won silver, and Quebec Rempart centerman Alex Wong won bronze.
Well, what is this for?
Science award.
Science.
Oh,
I know how to make a volcano. Vinegar and baking soda.
Yeah,
and food coloring. If you really want to make it realistic, use red food coloring.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. So this is created to pay tribute to former Chicoutimi player and team doctor Sylvain Samar. Administered the QMJHL Foundation. This award supports 3 students engaged in science courses such as math, chemistry, biology, and physics.
Nice.
So they get different amounts for gold, silver, and bronze. Staying in the school theme, Preston Lounsbury was named QMJHL Student Athlete of the Month for December for the Moncton Wildcats.
Nerd.
And we had a relieving of duties. Carl Maillet was relieved of his duties in Victoriaville.
Close. Millette.
Oh, is it actually Millette? You get so used to saying French names that you see it. 248 games for the Tigre, 126 wins, 122 losses. He led the Victoriaville to a President's Cup in 2021 in his first season. And they got to the semifinals last year. It's been a struggle since his firing. The 3 games since, they have been outscored 26-1, and they've been shut out by double digits 3 times in the past 2 weeks.
Tough week to be a Millette.
Yeah,
because Kelowna also fired their coach, Chris Millette.
Yeah.
This is the guy that coached the CHL team.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Tough week to be a Millette.
Yeah, I didn't even realize that. Speaking of, with a quick question, how you've been here since day one.
Yes.
16-17 was a lean non-podcast year we've established. Up until this point right now. Yeah. You want to talk about trying to make chicken salad out of chicken, whatever. As of this time right now, Moncton was 13-26-1-0 for 27 points, 107 and 182 goals against. Victo was 11-25-1-3 right now with 26 points. Can they be as bad as the 2016, 2017? And I hope they come out with like Moncton did, where they said, this is our plan.
Honestly, I think this is the players, pardon my language, pissed off for the coach getting fired.
Yeah.
I think it's just the players that have given up on the GM. Yeah, I don't think that coach deserved to be fired. It's so I think this is just the players that have just given up. They've lost. I wouldn't say lost the room, but the GM's lost the room. And it's gonna be tough sledding the rest of the way. They're, I'm not gonna go on here and say that they're gonna be just as bad as the second half Wildcats in 2016, 2017.
Well, they go 1-23.
They won one game in the second half.
Yeah.
Yes, Victoriaville is going to have a tough schedule. They're going to be playing teams that are a lot better than them. But for them to only win one game in the second half, that's going to be tough. Like, that Wildcats team is going to be, it's going to be very difficult to be
memorialized for the wrong reason.
Worse than that. Like, it was, we were one loss away from the longest losing streak in, I think, Q history or CHL history.
Yeah. Yeah, the next couple weeks, they got Gatineau, 2 against Blainville, Drummondville, Rimouski, Shawinigan, Sherbrooke, 2 against Drummondville in February, 2 against Sherbrooke in February, March. The 8th, 9th, and 14th of March, they go Chicoutimi, Baie-Comeau, Drummondville. And then they end with Rouyn, Gatineau, Sherbrooke. So it's,
boys,
if they're, frustrated with the GM and they're bottoming out, it's a good chance they win the lottery and get a nice
consolation prize
of Alexi Joseph or the
James Scantlebury.
Yeah.
Or Zach Arsenault on the Blizzard Seminaire Saint-François. It's a good draft.
Yeah.
Good year to maybe took your foot off the gas a little bit, especially with the NCAA, because if it wasn't for the NCAA change, I don't think James Scantlebury would be coming to the league.
No.
But No, Alexi Joseph is a nice prize. Scandalberry's a nice prize. But you're up against Bathurst. He's probably going to have two, at least probably one, maybe two lottery picks.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's going to be, probably Halifax, Victo.
Yeah.
And I can't think of the other team, but
the top or the bottom five:
bottom
Victoriaville, Gatineau, Halifax, Val-d'Or, St. John.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Bathurst has Gatineau and Val-d'Or. So.
And I'm not saying things are rigged because they probably are not. But if you're going to want a team to have the number one overall pick when they're moving to a new city and allowing new excitement, Bathurst winning the lottery, or I guess the Newfoundland regiment.
The best player in I don't know what his ceiling is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
But of course if Halifax wins the lottery, it's like, oh, look, a big market team now has the biggest prize.
Yeah.
It's there's many people saying that it was rigged, but
yeah,
we know lotteries aren't rigged because if they were, we'd be millionaires.
That's true. That is 100% true. No Q team of the week, because I'm not saying they're doing this to annoy me, but it's annoying me that it's taken a part of our segment out. But no Q team of the week. So the QMJHL player of the week is Cody Dupuis, who had 2 goals and 4 assists on the week. 4 assists against Victoriaville. Actually, 3 goals and 4 assists. My apologies. So good week for him with Shawinigan. And now we get to Boucher's team of the week.
Yes. We are playing some 3-on-3 here.
We're in overtime. We
are in overtime. Okay. We got the point, which is not what we can say about our own team on Saturday. Anyway, so starting up front, I could have given this to either player, actually 3 players.
Mm-hmm. Maybe
I'll just give it to the entire line. But the line of Gabe Smith, Maxime Cote, and Vincent Collard.
Yeah.
Absolute monsters on the road trip.
Yep.
Physical, offensive, playing defensive, puck protection, winning battles on the boards. They were doing it all. And the 3 of them were just a force, but I singled out Gabe Smith just because he's so large. But look, he scored, Cote scored, Collard scored on the road trip.
Yeah.
That's what you need. You need your depth guys to score if you're going to go deep in the playoffs. Your 3rd and 4th lines need to contribute. And I can't think of a 3rd line that's this dominant in the league right now. Second forward would be Lars Steiner. Little pitbull is the word I'm going to use. I like him a lot, though. He's quite the player, and even though he scored the game-winning goal on Saturday, he's still a very good player.
Yeah.
He's like, his 2 goals were just ridiculously good shots. What a find!
Probably talk about him in a little bit.
Yeah, what a find by Rouyn.
Yeah,
in the import draft.
It's him or Gradine that's going to win Rookie of the Year, I think.
Yeah, Green was my guy.
Yeah.
So I can
Lestakos was mine, not even in
not
the top
even
50.
close.
No,
not even close.
I was hoping Lestakos was going to have the Gradine.
This much.
I was hoping he was going to have the Gradine type season.
Yeah. And last forward would be Jacob Newcomb. We know how much he's been through in his career so far in the Q, but I do want to highlight that Sunday against Charlottetown was his 200th career game.
Nice.
And in goal, Nicholas Ruccia, of course, another outstanding game against his former team, the Eagles. 1-0 shutout victory for the below-average ping pong player.
Which also, if you're not following unfortunate Q something or other pictures that turn into bad things.
So that's your QMJHL images that precede unfortunate events.
Yeah, if you're not following it, it's kind of like the NHL one, but it does the Q. And that was on that was their tweet on Saturday night. And I giggled because also Cape Breton used the gif of Michael Jordan saying, and I took that personally. So make sure that if you're not following that Q one, go follow it because it is quite funny. I believe our guest is here. Would you like to get to?
Yeah, let's bring him in.
All right,
bring him in.
As soon as I find there it is.
view from the other bench.
All right, so something that we've done a couple times in the show's history. We've done it once already this year, and we're having a lot of fun doing it. We're going to interview another player that's making his return to Moncton. And I don't know about you, Jeremy, but I'm feeling 22. Are you feeling 22?
Well, it's been a bit of an old one, but yeah.
So we are happy to have from the Quebec Remparts, Thomas Auger joining us. Thomas, how are you tonight?
Pretty good. You?
Well, not
Doing
too bad.
well.
Not too bad.
Doing well.
Things are going all right here. I guess just first of all, let's go way back to when you were drafted in the 12th round. Let's be honest, the fans probably didn't know a lot about you, maybe other than Jeremy, who does a lot of scouting. But we quickly learned who you were and what type of player you were. Becoming a fan favorite, scoring some big goals, especially in the Dakar playoff series. Just talk about your time here as a member of the Moncton Wildcats.
Well, it was awesome, honestly. When the first month I arrived in the training camp, I already felt like I was home, and I felt really good at my first training camp. And I think my billets helped me a lot to be good in the city and everything. And I was with Charles-Antoine Pilote too at my billet, so he helped me a lot. But the 3 years that I was there, the guys were awesome, and coaching staff, the staff, it was like really good, and it was just a dream to play in Moncton, and such a great organization with Mr. Irving and everything. Yeah.
Is that a Wildcat jersey behind you?
Yeah, that's my draft jersey.
Okay. There we go.
I love it.
I think I spotted a Tom Brady jersey maybe or something else on the over your right shoulder. Yeah, your left shoulder, my right shoulder.
Just a tour of the Auger billet room.
Yeah. I guess here you are in your 20-year-old season. You started this year playing in Amherst for the Ramblers. I'm sure you were hoping to maybe finish your career in the Q. But obviously it's your hometown. It's just so excited. How excited were you to be traded to the Remparts? Because I'm pretty sure you went to a few games at the Videotron Center growing up.
Yeah, growing up, it was my favorite team, and I went to a lot of games with my parents and friends. So when I got the call, it was like the day after my birthday. So it was like the best birthday gift like I could have, and it still feels like a dream to play there.
So obviously your time here, and now in Quebec, like Jeremy said, like you said, playing at home. Your family was a big part of your support system, home and on the road. Big supporters of us as well. I mean, even to the point where you scored a goal, and I put it on Instagram, and I didn't put "feeling 22" with it. And your sister called me out, and she's like, "Where's his song? What are we doing here?" I guess just what does it mean? What did it mean to have your parents be here for most of your time here in Moncton? He was there more than I think we were at games, home and road. Just now being close to home, just having that support system so close. I think one of the games your whole family had all your jerseys. Just what did that mean to you being kind of far away from Quebec and having them show up most nights?
It was expected. Like, my dad loves hockey, and my sister and my mom, they were always there for me since the start, and they don't miss a lot of games. Even in Moncton, my dad was always driving, and it was awesome to see him at every game and the passion he has, and he wants me to do good, and it's awesome to have them back here too.
Did that sorry, Jeremy, did that make rehab and going through some injury woes that you had here, that made it a little bit easier when he was close to here and always around to kind of get you through? Not a lot of players go through a tough injury like you did in kind of almost 18 months there. Did that make it a little bit easier to kind of battle back through those injuries?
Yeah, for sure. Well, my dad is a chiro, so he helped me. Yeah, he helped me a lot through it, and he knows a lot of stuff about shoulders and back and whatever. Like, so he helped me a lot, and like even this summer when I got my surgery, I was with my dad every day to try to recover quicker. Sorry, and he helped me a lot, so it means a lot for me.
Yeah, looking at the the Remparts roster, there's a good group of veterans like yourself, Justin Cote, Benjamin Vigneault, but it's also a very young team. But that hasn't stopped you guys from picking up big wins. Since 1st of January, Baie-Comeau, Chicoutimi, Rouyn, for example. What makes you guys such a difficult team to play against?
I think I say that in every interview, but I think it's our team chemistry. It's unbelievable, honestly. Like I've been part of like 3 really good groups, but this one is very special. I think every guy wants to work for each other, and we're pushing ourselves to be better every day. And the coaching staff and trainers, they do so much for us, so we can be better. And I think we play great together when everyone's on their game, so we can beat a lot of teams by surprise, even if we're really young. But I think they're gonna be really strong in a couple years. Yeah.
So obviously, with following up on the success you've had, and you're coming here to play Moncton, you guys got a 3-3 through the Maritimes. You've already played Moncton. Does that make the awkwardness a little bit easier? Is it going to be a bit of an emotional return to the Avenir Center?
I think it's gonna be emotional for sure, but the first game, I think when I played them in Quebec, I think it was really weird to see all like my ex-teammate on the other side, and I like battle against them and stuff. So I saw them the morning before the game, and it was really weird, but it was really fun to play against them, and I scored too, so it was fun. But I know it's gonna be a big game on Saturday for sure. It's gonna be weird to be back on the other side.
Yeah, I was going to say, I remember that game, and you didn't take it light. You didn't take the Wildcats lightly there.
No.
You didn't take it easy on us, and I don't expect you to do so Saturday night either. But no, just kind of finish things up on my end here. Adam brought up the Taylor Swift 22 references, and it's I guess it's more of a permission question. Do you want to keep that as an Auger only thing, or if we have another 22 in the lineup, can we start using that for that player?
Well, you guys can share it to someone else, and it's good with me. But it was for sure a great song. Yeah.
I was gonna say, are you a Swiftie? Yeah. So, like I said, you're making the road trip. It's a bit of a 3-3. For the fans that are coming out and kind of want to get to know you, what kind of a road trip guy are you on the bus on these long road trips? Are you a iPad guy, a video game guy? I want to sleep, leave me alone kind of guy on road trips? What kind of road trip guy are you?
We're playing a lot of games in the bus. I don't know if you know the Itster game. It's like you play song and you try to guess the year and who was singing. So we play a lot of this in the bus.
Kings of that game.
Yeah. How are you at that?
I'm really good. Well, there's better than me, but we play. I play with my best friend Vigneault.
Yeah.
We're like best friends since we're like, I don't know, 8 or 9, I think. So we play 2 against 2, and we're really good.
All right, man. Well, we don't want to take up too much of your time, but like I said, we had John because you're coming home on Saturday. So just I'll let you give a message to the fans that have supported you, and we're pretty heartbroken that you were traded. So just a message to the fans that you'd like to give.
I just want to say thank you for everything. You guys were great, and it was really fun meeting you guys in a lot of places with Wildcats events and stuff. So thank you so much for everything. It was an amazing 3 years.
Perfect, man. Well, we appreciate it, and like I said, we've got you on a parlay to score in Moncton, because that's usually what happens when former players come home to play the Wildcats. But man, we really appreciate your time. Thanks for jumping on with us.
Thank you. It was really fun.
Thanks.
So we have permission, but I don't know if I want to use it again.
Well, we don't have one this year, right? It's gonna have to wait till next season. That sounds like a fun game. I think you and I would be really good at that game.
The hipster style where you got to figure out the song and stuff like that. Yeah, there's another one too where you get a microphone and you flip a card and you get a lyric like that, and you got to think of songs and yeah. But yeah, like I said, you look at the parlay. I mean, Gucci didn't score. But usually when they come back, they put the puck in the net.
Yep.
He did it at home. I assume he's going to score here in Moncton, but he was, the first year he had that shoulder injury and he was out.
Mm-hmm.
We said the heart was gone out of the locker room.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be weird to see him back on the other side of the ice.
Yeah, for sure. He was obviously, like you said, a fan favorite. A lot of people had his name on their jerseys, numbers on his jerseys. He was one of those guys that he just laid it out on the line every shift.
Yeah,
and he played
like Gabe Smith size. Like he played like he was 6'4", 200.
Yeah, he was that Wildcat way kind of guy, right? He understood the assignment and went out there and did his job every night.
Yeah, and then I know Hamel scored the biggest goal in that overtime in that series, but I think he scored one to tie it if I'm not correct.
I can remember stats from 17 years ago, but not like 2 years ago. So
yeah, you got the long-term stat memory. Yeah. Was that 22, 23? I think so. Yeah. No, not regular season playoffs. I'm pretty sure he scored the tying goal or Big Como game 5 overtime. I think it was that game. Auger, yep, he scored the tying goal to make it 2-2.
There you go.
So, and that was a big one. Hamel scored the bigger of the two, but getting it tied. But yeah, I wonder if we'll see his dad. I wonder if they'll make the trip back for his return. And what I do know is I better see some sort of video.
Yeah, it'd be nice. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, because he's one of those once a Wildcat, always a Wildcat style players. So hopefully we see a video, and I will not be able to contain my excitement if they play Field of 22. if they use that in the video montage, that's us. All right, so yeah, it was good to talk to him, and should be fun. You ready to talk about our team?
Yes.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Weekly Rewind.
All right, the Wildcats have been eliminated from regular season play. No, wait. Some fans think they've been eliminated. The sun didn't come out. We actually go 2-1 through Quebec, bringing our record to 31-6-2 for 64 points. First in the Maritimes in the Eastern Conference, first in QMJHL, setting up a first-round opponent with the aforementioned Quebec Remparts. So, and you had a pretty cool stat about getting to 30 wins.
Yeah, so the fewest games to 30 wins since they started including shootout losses. So I think that's been at least 10 years now. Yeah, so 37 games to get to 30 wins, which is pretty good.
Yeah,
respectable.
That is quite respectable. 4-2 win in Gatineau, the first game. 2 quick goals by the Wildcats. They stayed with it. Got to see Rousseau make his first trip, or first start. They got better as the game went on. I thought they were a little bus laggy, I guess you could say. But one of the better second periods. I think they outshot Gatineau in the second period. But I don't know if it was nerves of the first game or what. But Rousseau didn't quite look Rousseau like we've seen. He was good and he got the win. And but he wasn't stellar, and he's not generally going to have to be stellar most nights. But I too thought he got better as the game went on.
Yeah, and for sure there was a couple instances where juicy, little juicy rebounds here and there, but that could have been very well just been the nerves of the first game in the jersey and all that. But they did come away with the win, which was should be expected against a team like Gatineau, and
didn't have to go to overtime this time.
Yeah, I don't think they wanted another game like that. They learned their lesson, and overall, like I got to early, like I mentioned earlier, the third line is probably arguably the best third line in the queue right now. Like they are doing damage offensively, defensively, in all 3 zones. They're absolute menaces out there right now.
I was just trying to see what their points were that night. Yeah, 2 goals and an assist.
Yep.
3 points. Like that was an underrated acquisition in Cote. He just solidifies it and can play up and down the lineup. We finally got another Thursday night win. So I believe that is shockingly 2 in a row. That is 2 in a row.
We'll get another one coming up this week.
Just going to double check my stats. Yep, that's 2 in a row.
Wow.
Hang on here. That might be. Nope. Yep, that's 2 in a row. We lost to Chicoutimi in November. So 2 in a row on Thursday. We got another one. We got 2 of the next 3 Thursday nights. We got games, but up in Rouyn, they got outlasted. It was a shootout. The Huskies outlasted them. The 6th goal. Yes, 100%. Russo wants that back. That was a bad goal to give up. I also went back and watched it. I don't love the play by Gill of just laying down.
Yeah.
I think he could have. It was a set play by Rouyn to get Steiner down there. It didn't get the bounce they wanted. I think they kind of wanted a breakaway style. But I didn't love the play by Gill where he just got there and just laid down. So I don't know if that threw off Russo or if it tipped maybe off his shoulder a little bit. But I'm sure if you ask him, he would want that back. But you texted me and let me know that special teams was the difference in this hockey game.
Yeah. Wildcats were 0 for 4. Rouyn was 3 for 4.
Yep.
And that was the difference. Look, I know this. I know this team. I know this team up and down. And when I turn a game off after the first period, you know it's not going well. And that's what I had to do. I saw things in the first period that I didn't like, and I just have this. I just know this team. So yeah, I stopped watching this game after the first period. Yeah, I think I turned it on late in the third when Moncton was trying to tie it, and they did, only for the 6th goal to happen immediately after. And you're right, it was a bad goal. This is a team. If this team scores 5 goals, they should not lose.
They should not lose,
right? So that they bounce back the next night in Val-d'Or, and I think it was just Gardner was just like, here's the tape.
Yeah,
bounce back, get back in the win column, and let's go home. It was a disaster in Rouyn. It was a mess. It's probably one of their worst. I wouldn't say worst. It was just, I said it already. They shouldn't have to score. If they score 5, they should be winning, right? It was just a bad game defensively. Special teams was the difference, and they were just bad defensively.
And it's not like we have a young team that wouldn't be used to playing in Rouyn, which again, Chicoutimi has the cheat code of the larger ice. Rouyn has a little bit of a cheat code with a smaller ice. Marty mentioned it over and over again. It's a small neutral zone, but that should work for a team like us.
Yep.
Now, we won 9 in a row up to that point. Our last loss was Rouyn, 4-1.
Exactly.
We played garbage against them.
Yeah.
Back then. So this could just be a situation where they know how to play against us, and they played very well. You had a hat trick from Bakarczyk. What I did like was after the 2 goals in 25 seconds, Gardner called a timeout, and he settled the group down. He's just like, we never saw timeouts being called after goals in quick succession. Now, that was part of it too on the We Hate Russo crowd is, he gave up a couple power play goals that don't always help. There was a penalty shot that I actually had to go read the rule book to make sure that it was a penalty shot before I tweeted, because I thought you could swipe the puck out, which is what Dylan McKinnon did, but you can't play it out at all.
Oh, really?
So the rule book is you can't play it out of the crease, but if you watch it, when he goes to play it out, it hits his skate and comes back into the crease. So that's why I didn't think they would call it, because if you grab the puck or even sweep it out of the crease and completely sweep it in the corner, that's a penalty shot. But it hit his skate, and so maybe they went with the motion of it, sweeping motion of it coming back out. But I will say it, they showed resolve. They could have quit after it was, what was it, 5-3 in the third period with 8 minutes left. They scored 40 seconds after Rouyn. Vidicek scored to tie it, and just a bad goal that obviously I'll just say a bad play around. Wasn't the save. It's the save that Russo should make, and I didn't love the lay down by Gill. And then you said in Val-d'Or, 22-17 in the first period. That's usually like 40 minutes of shots.
So
both teams were coming out firing.
those 22 shots
Yeah.
were in the first 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And they took their foot off the gas. If they would have continued playing, they would have broken the record for most shots in one period by a Q team.
That they own.
Yeah.
Like it's 26 that they own. That's what I was on that watch. I was like,
they just took their foot off the gas.
Yeah. I'm trying to see when their last.
Look, we're complaining about a win here. We said this never happened.
Their last shot was 14. Yeah. Yeah. Basically, they had 2 shots after 10 minutes. And I think 2 were Collard. So I think they were like in close shots.
Mm.
Yeah. No, it was. I mean, that was a game where last game of the road trip, they kind of, I don't want to say emptied the tank, but I will say going back to the Rouyn game, that second period against Rouyn was one of their better second periods. They outshot them like 12-4 or something like that. But that's a team that, again, you score 5 goals, you're expecting to win. And they won 5-2. That third line, again, was all over the ice. And it was good to see Mr. Guimont get another start. Be real good to see him get a home start.
Road trip Rudy. Because when's he going to play at home?
And nice, we've started the hashtag this Wednesday, Road Trip Rudy. 4 games.
When are they going to let him play at home? I mean, they're gonna play Russo this weekend because they want him to play on home ice.
Yep.
So when's the road game? Saturday? Sunday against Bathurst?
Yeah.
Road trip Rudy.
All right. Give him one of the home ones. Rousseau against Charlottetown. And give Rudy Quebec. I mean, yeah.
Rousseau has a history against Quebec. I think he wants that game.
That's true. He does. All right. Give Rudy Charlottetown.
Well, road trip Rudy on Saturday.
Yeah. And then you've got 2 Bathurst Rimouski. So that's going to be the interesting on how they split the goaltenders. Because I would believe you'd want to rested Rousseau going against Rimouski, who I think that's their second game of the road trip. But the power plays, it's got to get fixed.
Yeah, that's the problem right now.
Yeah, 1 for 2 against Val-d'Or, 0 for 4 against Rouyn, so that's 1 for 6, and 0 for 4 against Gatineau.
So 1 for 10.
1 for 10. And again, we went 2-1. We're 31-6. But when the games start in late March, April, you're not going to get.
Yeah,
you make it 2 power plays a game.
Yeah,
and
got to capitalize.
Yeah, GCP, game-changing play. You got to get that. If we're down 2-0 and we get a power play, there's a chance to get a crowd in it and get back into the hockey game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad they've stopped giving up the shorties. That's a win for us, but there's too much talent on this hockey team to be 1 for 10 on a road trip on the power play.
Yeah, I agree. It's kind of frustrating, and that's maybe part of the reason why I turned it off against Rouyn. I was like, what the hell is this garbage?
Yeah.
They just could not get it going. But hey, I think Rouyn pre-scouted pretty damn good. But you're right. The talent on this team, we shouldn't be 1 for 10 on a power play. That should be at least a 30 or 40%. That's where the power play should be right now. 25 at the worst, 30.
Mm-hmm.
We should be capitalizing on these chances, and we have to. When it comes to playoff time, these opportunities are not going to be the same, and it would suck for our power play to be what kills us.
Yeah,
it's
not goaltending. Eh?
Yeah.
They're 11th right now in power play, 22.4. Which is a good percentage. 22% is a good power.
Where would 25 put them?
25%?
Yeah.
25% would put them 5th.
There you go.
Quebec's got a 25.7.
Yeah.
The other, Rimouski's at 16.1. For a team that snaps it around and, the odd time you watch them. But Drummondville, 29.9%. Rouyn, 29.7. Baie-Comeau, 26.3. Sherbrooke, 23.9.
Yeah.
Those are your contenders, and they're 1 to 2 percentage ahead of you, but those 1 to 2 percentages, you score 2 power play goals, we win the hockey game 7-6 over Gatineau or over Rouyn-Noranda.
Yep.
Right. Mm-hmm. So their penalty kill is number 1 in the league at 84.9%, but the power play has to get going. And it's funny to talk about it 31-6, where, Rimouski's kind of the team that I'm yes, Drummondville, Rouyn, but Rimouski's the one that we're going to be battling with to the end. And when I found out they were only at 16.1, I'm like, oh, like,
well, that's probably why they went out and got these guys at the trade period, right? That's kind of a shock, but again, it's execution. You know, it just you just can't have these power plays being predictable because they just get annihilated.
Yeah, and
they get picked apart, and you're left wondering what the hell to do.
Like, we know which Winnigan's power play is going to be. Just go stand over there and block the shot.
Yeah,
but that's no longer here. So that should be get guys moving around, get guys in the bumper. Your thoughts on Dylan Gill through 3 games?
Coming along.
Yeah,
coming along. I think he's gonna be excited to play. You know, a first home game. I'm excited to watch him.
Yeah.
You know, it's gonna be easier to watch him at home, just because the road. I mean,
it's tough to follow the camera.
Camera work on those road trips are disgusting.
Yeah,
but no, I'm kind of excited to see what it's going to be like at home. I like the Moran pairing. That's how it should be. I think we said that last week on the show. That's how it should be. It was exactly how things were.
Yeah, you're not touching.
No, Johansson and McKinney. No.
And it appears Grenier is on the outside looking in. But with the injuries, they've gone 11-7, which I said they would, but I also didn't think it would be injury related is why they're doing it. But it seems like Grenier is on the outside looking in,
which is interesting. But at the same time, you know, he's one of those guys that he's capable of stepping in when needed. I want Crosby to get back in the lineup because that fourth line is going to be, you know, just as dominant. I don't think people realize when you watch a Halifax game, you're not watching the game for Logan Crosby, right? When Moncton plays in Halifax, you're not paying attention to Logan Crosby. I'm very excited to see his impact on the roster. I hope he gets back quick because I really want to see what he's going to be capable of doing with Cloutier and Sampson.
I didn't even realize he hasn't played since December 1st. But yeah, he's that just gives him, I don't want to say an added trust factor on that fourth line, but it gives him an added trust factor of a guy who's been in the league and who can go into the hard places and win some battles along the boards. And that's what you want from your fourth line is a shift in the offensive zone. Don't take dumb penalties. Contribute when you can, and Sampson does that. Cloutier can do that, and Crosby obviously can do that as well. Dylan Gill has 2 points in 3 games and was a +4.
Yeah.
So it's always a bonus when you're not a negative. Rimouski shows up St. John, then us. So pretty much bet that LaSalle is going to take the first night off. They'll go with their backup, and then we'll get LaSalle. So not getting too ahead of ourselves of picking goaltenders because we don't really do that anymore. But
hopefully you can make that game.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I'm making that game. I told her. And we booked the 27th of January for a reason. But also, hopefully I can make that game. Hopefully no one shows up a little bit early. Do you have a stick tap of the week? Are you ready for a stick tap of the week?
Jeez, are we there already?
We are there already, unless you got any other things you want to talk about on the. Oh, I guess we can preview Charlottetown and Quebec.
Well, Charlottetown.
Yeah, but Charlottetown hasn't lost in 2025. They are.
No, it's
true. You know, like you said, with some of the moves they made, they were able to retool real quickly. And based on my standings of pucks there, they've moved up a couple slots.
Oh, I like how I never noticed you doing that.
I did it last week. I was like, hey, you know what? I could probably add these to make them. So for those paying attention, if you can see those logos, that's how the standings are in the Maritime Division, right in there.
That. That's clever.
Thank you. Where's Charlottetown here? 5-0. So I wouldn't. I mean, we know what kind of hockey we're going to get, and they've had some battles with Charlottetown, and certain Campbell is going to be who he is and try to get under the skin. And this is one where I would like to see the power play get at least 75%. Because you're going to get a lot of power plays in this one, I think, because Charlottetown wants to get under the skin, and sometimes they take dumb penalties, 15.
This is a Thursday night game, right?
Oh, God, yeah.
I better remember that.
But I if this is a game full of power plays, I'd like to see at least 75% from this crew.
Yeah, and Charlottetown's starting to be like that, like a U18 team where they swap goalies every game.
Yeah.
So when Ruccia played Sunday against Cape Breton, you have to assume that we're going to get Donald Hickey on Thursday, but you never know it. We've had success against Hickey, but at the same time, if Ruccia's in there, he's such a top tier goalie, and he's he's coming off a shutout, so he's going to be red hot. And
as long as we're not, if we can play him in ping pong, we'll be fine.
Yes,
but if we play him on the ice,
below average ping pong player.
Yeah.
I just have to remember on a personal level the game's on Thursday.
Yeah,
that's it. I was going to show up Friday.
That wouldn't have been good. And then obviously you talked about Quebec getting big wins against Baie-Comeau, Chicoutimi. That's a team that, yes, there was a different goaltender in net that had some issues, but that's a team that can steal wins if you're not ready to go. And then Bathurst on Sunday is, a team that has kind of had our number this year.
Don't take these games lightly.
No.
Get the wins and enjoy your weekend.
Yeah, exactly. Enjoy your weekend. Quebec's coming in 6-4 in their last 10.
Yeah.
Bathurst is 4-4. So never mind. Bathurst is 0-4 coming into this Sunday's game. But again, you've got 3-4 again, then you got back-to-back, then back-to-back, then 3-3. So these games, yeah. Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, Saturday, Sunday, Thursday, Saturday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Just getting a crunch down.
Yeah, that's
crunch time.
Not often you see the 3-3 and one of them's a home game. Usually you see that 3-3 on the Quebec road trip.
Those are maritime games for sure.
Oh yeah, Cape Breton comes here, and then we go to St. John, then we go to Charlottetown.
Okay, good. I'm glad we're getting Cape Breton on not a back-to-back, or we're getting face-to-face against Cape Breton, which is gonna be good.
No, we get Cape Breton 3 straight nights.
Ugh.
We get them January 30th, February 1st, and my birthday, February 6th. 3 nights in a row. One at home and
Why?
2. They are done playing Bathurst. They're done their season. Or St. John and Bathurst are done their season series. I think actually Cape Breton and
when they were doing the schedule, they forgot about the Moncton Cape Breton games. I think.
Yeah.
Going to find a spot on the calendar to put this game.
Yeah, I think
3 times in a row.
Yeah. 1 at home or 1 on the road, 2 at home. Like if you're Cape Breton, you might as well just stay here for 4 days.
Probably what they're doing.
Probably because
we'll have to ask Pat.
Hey Pat,
get him in the studio.
Oh, we could do studio.
Well,
where's this team? What weekend is that? Yeah, they play us on the 6th, and then they go home on the 8th. So. Yeah, they could flat out stay here for the week, practice at different times, and then they go. Yeah, that it's just a weird kink in the schedule, like 3-3, and I think if I can find it, Bathurst has played all 8 against Cape Breton.
That's crazy.
Yep, and Cape Breton has played, or St. John has played against. I believe they played all their games against someone too. Bathurst. They're done with Bathurst too.
Jeez.
I kind of understand that from the factor of that's the longest 2 distance in the Maritime. So get that out of the way before January, February. You don't worry about weather delays or anything like that. But yeah, bit of a weird one in the schedule. So, but with all that being said, are you ready for everyone's favorite part of the show, sir?
It's at him, correct? Yep.
All right, let's do it.
Eric Murray, realtor, buy our house from him. Stick tap of the week.
We have another first on the podcast. The stick tap of the week is going to the sponsor of the stick tap of the week, Eric Murray. Once again, proving that Waiku weekend was a freaky one. Him and his girlfriend, Rebecca, are expecting in the end of May.
Wait a minute, aren't you
also the end of May?
Weird. And then if you August, okay, weird.
She adds up.
Yep.
Yeah,
she does.
So that's So congratulations to Eric and Rebecca. I guess we can say our sponsor family is growing.
Yes.
to go along with our podcast family.
Yes.
So that was very exciting to learn and to see on Facebook there the other night. And yeah, I had to make that comment. YQM weekend was a freaky one for the both of us.
Yeah, and he's gonna be a girl dad. So depending on what you have,
I think it's gonna be 1 and 2. I think it's a girl.
So
yeah,
there could be a new girl dad podcast coming to Moncton where the three of us
right.
just talk about our experiences. But yeah, huge congratulations to him and to Rebecca.
The Stick Tap of the Week, sponsored by Eric Murray Real Estate with the Remax Avante team. If you're looking to buy or sell a home in the greater Moncton or surrounding area, make sure to check him out on social media or give him a call at 506-863-8802.
All right, that brings us to the Wildcat of the Week, presented by Rosemary Lynn Massage and Spa. Right now, they've got the teeth whitening available for booking starting at $85, or it's 3 15-minute sessions included in your service price. Add another 15 minutes for only $20. And don't forget, they've got the loyalty card. Buy 9 spa services, get 1 free. Call them at 506-830-1224 or visit them at 1224 Mountain Road. I'm going to start this with saying, I'm sorry, I wasn't familiar with your game. First-time player on here. He's been good since he's arrived. Kind of goes to your theme of the best third line in the queue. He's on a point-a-game pace since he arrived. 8 games here, 8 points. He had 2 goals, 3 assists on the 3 games in Quebec. He's fitting perfectly into that bottom 6 roles we've said a couple times, and contributing, which I think somebody on the old boards, I can't remember who it was, said he's basically replaced Loshing's offense just like that. So your Wildcat of the Week is number 19, Maxime Cote. And that'll do it for the show. That'll do it for the this week. If you want to go on that bus trip, March.
It's full.
Is it full?
Yes.
All right. Never mind.
They just updated that.
Did they?
Full. Yep. She's full.
All right. If you want to go on that bus trip, you missed out. I warned you last week. Tickets were going fast. You know what helped that out? The Wildcats promoting it.
Absolutely.
That was genius by them to promote that.
I'm pretty sure. I literally just opened my Facebook and that was the first thing I saw.
Well, that's perfect.
But maybe now I can't find it. So
no, I believe you that's I had this whole thing. They needed 50 seats and fill it. And but that's awesome. That means the road trip with Rimouski, Sherbrooke, and Blainville will have a fan bus going. So yeah, that's perfect. Well, that took rid of that. That's good. Are you going? Did you get your seat?
No.
If
the middle game wasn't there, the Rimouski's the first game?
Yeah. On Wednesday night. We can make that if you want. Drive up in the morning, drive back at night.
No, if the bus trip would have been just the Friday, is it the Friday, Saturday?
Friday, Saturday, yeah.
Yeah, the Friday, Saturday game, I'd probably be on there.
Yeah.
But the midweek, can't do it.
Yeah, it's tough to do the midweek. All right, don't forget, tomorrow the game against Charlottetown is Mental Health Night at the Avenir Center. And then Saturday, as Thomas Auger brings his Quebec Rempart back to Moncton, it is whiteout night. So wear white. Wear all the white. I would prefer to leave this till the playoffs and have a red. But I hope whoever's presenting this white towels or those little
well, they're doing an awfully great job of marketing it. I had no idea.
The only reason I know about it is because I saw it just on the screen at the game.
Okay.
Again, market this thing when you're on the road for 2 weeks. Every day, let people know. People are showing up. We're averaging about 5,500 people.
Mm-hmm.
They look like tinsel, the little streamer things.
Oh yeah.
Some white streamers, white t-shirts. I know it's expensive, but I always said I'd like to see that in the playoffs. Like I told you on the way to Bucktouche, I think they're going to wear black in the playoffs.
Yeah, that would make sense.
I think they're going to go full black in the playoffs. Again, we want to send a big thank you to our guests for the evening, Thomas Auger, for joining us tonight. He is he's a little bit missed by the fans, and so hopefully they do something for him this weekend. You're going to be there for both?
Confirmed.
Perfect.
And remember, the game on Saturday is 4:00.
Yes.
That part I did know.
Yeah.
I remember that.
That's a little bit odd, but I guess they're trying. I think they're doing more of the 4 o'clocks for the Quebec teams that come through, so it's not 7 o'clock and then 4 o'clock. They get a little bit of a longer break there. But yeah, that's it for us. Thanks again to Thomas Auger. See you this weekend, Thursday and Saturday. For Jeremy, I'm Adam. See you next week.
Thanks for listening to another episode of the Wildcast podcast. Follow us on social media at Moncton Wildcast.